Welcome back to the 5x5. It is David here, and this is The Drive. I've been kind of lax on doing these because, I don't know, I don't have a really good excuse, but I'm catching up. Don't forget, you can always catch us on Twitter at the 5x5, at our blog, the5x5.blogspot.com, and the 5s in both the Twitter and the blog are numerical. And you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/the 5x5, completely spelled out. If you want to check us out and see what we're talking about, whether it's on Spreaker or it's on iHeartRadio or Mixler.com. You know, I just went into, I came out the house, I'm on my way to work, like always. Came out of the house, and I'm like, it was raining. Because they've been talking about snow is coming, very hard snow. And I forgot something in the house, so I had to go back in the house. I was in the house no more than 15, 20 seconds. I turn around, and it's coming down here like the last blizzard of 1979. And we did have a blizzard here in 1979. And it's big snowflakes, too. And that's the only thing I hate is starting now before I go to work. So I possibly could get stuck at work tonight. But it's pretty warm outside, so I don't think it's going to stick. At least I hope it doesn't. It is, yeah. I'm not a fan of snow right now, and I'm not a fan. Sorry for all the noise. I'm not a fan of dealing with winter any longer. I'm done with it. This is too much. It's getting to be too much. But it is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to all of you lovers or people you have that you love, whether it's a family member, a friend, a significant other, a partner, husband or wife, whatever you call the person in your life that you are celebrating Valentine's Day about. And I almost died. That was my fault. I was ready to not run a stop sign, but I misjudged the car. Oops. But I didn't have a wreck. I don't have a Valentine's this year. So am I sad about it? Kind of, because last year I said that I was not going to be single on Valentine's Day this year. But, unfortunately, I am. And there's nothing I can do about it unless I can find a significant other in the next, what time is it? Well, I'll be at work, so that's not going to happen. It doesn't matter. I love me. I stopped at Walgreens and got my Valentine's Day cards for my mom, my sister, and my niece and my nephew. And I struggle with getting one for my dad. I love my dad, but he's not that kind of guy. So I think he'll be okay, but I didn't want to leave him out. So, but I did, and I feel kind of bad about it. So, you know, what do you do? But I got them little trinkets. I got my sister a really nice little. Have you ever seen those air plants that don't need water? You submerge them for like 30 seconds once every 3 weeks or something like that, and then you don't have to ever use water. You don't have to actually, or soil. You don't have to use soil. Some water, but no soil whatsoever. And they grow and they bloom. I knew about these a long time ago, and I always wanted to get a few. And why would people wait until the last minute to turn the turn signal when they're turning? That's so ignorant. Ugh. So I got her one of those. So hope she'll like. I got my mother these really nice blossoming tulips, and she's a change fiend, so I got her a change jar that counts how much money she has in her jar when she's putting it in there. And that's my cell phone. That's who's calling me. Somebody I'm not talking to, so that's fine. And that was my Beyonce ringtone. That's loud as hell. That is my new phone that I got. My new Galaxy Android phone. I love it. I like my phone. Only thing, it doesn't take as good as pictures as I would like. They seem a little colorless, if I can say that. If that's a word. And Lord, please let me make this light. I do not want to sit at this light for an inordinate amount of time. This is one of these lights in town that you know where all the long holding lights are, and this just happens to be one right here at the highway, and I made it, woo! And it turned yellow when I went through, so that's good. I didn't bite the orange though. I was still green when I went through the intersection. That was my sister. She just tweeted at me. These snowflakes they're kind of big, and if the temperature drops, we're in trouble. So let's pray for warmer weather. But next week is going to be 60 degrees. This is how people die in all this crazy weather that we seem to be having here in southern Indiana as of late. But yeah, Valentine's Day. Not that I'm excited about it. I was reading some things on Facebook earlier before I left for work, and there's one guy, and I don't know how I feel about this. He said he hated Valentine's Day and it's stupid, but he has a partner. So I'm like, maybe your partner doesn't. What's your partner feel about you? How's he feel about you saying that? Because I know if my significant other, boyfriend or whatever, had said that on social media for all of our friends to read, unless they feel the same way, I'd be a little upset. But regardless of that, him and somebody was arguing about it on Facebook and talking about how Valentine's, and I didn't look it up, but I really don't care, the origins of Valentine's Day. And he was saying this commercialized holiday, which it is. They commercialize, but what holiday do they not commercialize? What holiday is not completely made for the retailers to make money? Which, hey, that's what we got. That's what they have to do to make money, and they're in this game to stay in this game. So I can't hate on them. It's when the people get really crazy and spend crazy money on a holiday that's just one day. I understand Christmas, but Valentine's Day and all the other ones, and what's that, St. Patrick's Day? Really not invested in them that much. If you got to see these big snowflakes hit my windshield, y'all be like, y'all are ready to have a blizzard, seriously. But I want you guys to tweet me about what you guys did for Valentine's Day. If you like Valentine's Day, if you don't like Valentine's Day, let me know. My friend Ken Boggle from Ken Boggle Talk on Spreaker.com, he gave me a hashtag. He created a hashtag for me that I absolutely love, and it's hashtag, if you're on Twitter or Facebook, hashtag L, the number 8 and night. So it's late night, spelled like you would spell it on a driver's license plate. And I like that. So you can tweet late night or tweet me at the 5x5 and tell me what you did for Valentine's Day. Like, I'm working, there's people that I love in my life, but dating is difficult, and finding the right person. But I see so many people that, not that I see, but there's so many people that are so, I don't know, I want somebody to be ready. Then I see some people that, oh my God, you guys are in so much love. But you never know what goes on behind closed doors. But maybe one of these days, I don't sweat finding a relationship, even though I'm not getting any younger, and I probably need to be actively looking. But I've always resigned. I was talking to a friend yesterday. I resigned myself that I did not want to date anybody in this area because it's a mentality in this area that I don't like. And I just don't want to date anybody over here. You know, I guess I should feel a little bad about that, but there's still a ton of ice over here on the street. But I don't. It's just like, I guess that could be kind of unfair. That I don't want to date anybody in this area. I just don't. And maybe that's why my black behind is still single. Because of my lack of wanting to date. And I think since you don't want to date, then you don't need to be dating. I had an individual that I was interested in, and I'm still kind of interested in, but it's not like he lives next door. It's not like he lives in the city, but also it's not like he lives miles and miles and miles away, because he doesn't. He lives about, I would say max 45 minutes, if that, maybe in half an hour on a good day with good traffic. But I kind of think he's a Republican, and he's a President Obama hater. So I'm like, and I think you have to find somebody who you're politically in tune with. As other things you have to be in tune with. I want to. Why can't I find a nice, truthful, geeky, nerdy, romantic person? Is that hard to find? You know, they say nerds do it better, and it's not just about sex, although that would be nice. I think it stopped snowing. It's doing something though. It's not necessarily snow. That'd be the perfect person for me. Somebody who is geeky, who maybe collected comic books or was a gamer. Although I don't want you to be a World of Warcraft gamer, because you can be spending all your time all night long up on the computer playing a video game. You won't come to bed. I won't have that. But I want somebody who handles their business, family oriented. Not that I want to have any kids or anything. But loves their family. And then somebody that needs to know, and this is going to be bad for me to say, that my family takes precedent over a lot of stuff. I had friendships where, that they dissolved because they couldn't understand why I put my family, a lot of the times, not all the time, over my own personal needs. That's who I am. That's who I have to be. That, I'm that guy for my family, but they couldn't understand that. But I don't know. I guess happy Valentine's Day. Maybe next year I will be lucky in love, and maybe I'll pursue this this individual. Been thinking about it, but sometimes I like to. What's the word I'm looking for? I like to screen. There's a screening process when it comes to dating me. People claim that I'm picky, but I'm not. I'll give anybody a chance after the screening process is over. And I'll even give up some stuff, okay, I understand, or if I can, if it's relatable and it makes sense, I can give things up, but I told people before that you need to have a vehicle. I'm not driving you around. That's not going to happen. You need to have your own money, because I'm not taking care of anybody. And I want somebody, but this one guy had hit me up online, and he was telling me that he was 23 or 24, and he's like, oh, you're so cute, little blah, one kind of talk. And he seemed like a nice guy. He said he was geeky and nerdy, and he loved that kind of stuff. But I need you to be around my age, because I really don't have time to babysit. And not only that, I think it's fair. You're a young person, whether you're gay or straight, and I say this to my straight friends as well. I think if you're an older person, say 35 plus, and you're dipping in, trying to date people in their 20s, that makes you selfish. I think it makes you really, really selfish. And I think you need to kind of check yourself and think about the journey that you've made from your early 20s into your mid 30s, 40s, even 50s. Let them people have that journey, because I think when older people date younger people, and I mean, if there's like a 10 to 15 or more year age gap, I think it's about control, because you start making them those people, are still they're still finding themselves. They're still trying. They're still becoming the person they're going to be. And I think it's about control. And I think it's selfish because you start making them people do things how you would do them now. You've lived your younger life. I think they need to. I have a friend who's piss in a few puddles. Make some mistakes. Turn to the person they were meant to be on their own terms, not being guided. Not that you can't guide someone. I'm not saying that, but I think they need to come to terms on who they are, come to terms with who they are in their own course, on their own path, in their own time. And that's just how I look at it. That's why I don't really like dating, younger people, because I don't think it's fair. For one, for older people to, make younger people date, not make or try to date younger people, because I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. And that's all I have to say about that. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I hope you have a good one. I'm probably going to play this episode tonight on Spreaker. It might be on Mixler as well. I'll upload it. I won't play it. It won't be live as a podcast. Check me out, like I said earlier in the show, on all the various podcast platforms that I'm on. Oh, and the 5x5 late night show, hopefully it'll be on iTunes in the next couple of days. So look for that. Anyhow, I guess it's time for me to go to work. I don't want to. It's going to be a long 9 hours. Thank you guys for listening. This is David from the 5x5, and this is The Drive. Happy Valentine's Day.